said, okay, well, we're bringing some rain. Why don't we bring a legend with us, too? So Chris Lofton is sitting down with us to kick off today's show at Nothing Too Fancy.
He knows all about raining. That's for sure. He's rained threes for Tennessee for 4 years. So we thought it was appropriate to bring him in, especially coming off big-time win against Kentucky. Tennessee is a top-5 team, and basketball season has started. Perfect time to bring in CeeLo.
Yeah, there's crossover there too, right, Chris? So you got all those wins against Kentucky in basketball, but you probably rely on the football team to make sure they take care of business too against Kentucky, right?
Absolutely. It felt so much better when I'm back in Lexington and your Tennessee victory over Kentucky. You know, I walk around and more smiling and more happy, and nobody really can say anything to me.
Yeah, what is walking around Lexington like for VFL Tennessee legend Chris Lofton?
It's been great, Teddy, during this football season. It's been great. But, I'm Vol for life regardless, how our team's doing. But, I have my bag I walk around. I have a Tennessee backpack I walk around. It has my workout stuff in. So I wear it every day when I go to the gym. And, I see a lot of, UK fans everywhere. So it's fun. A lot of trash talk, a lot. But it's, it's all fun and games. And, I love, Kentucky. That's where I grew up. But, I still bleed orange for sure.
What were some of the excuses you heard from some of your Kentucky friends that going into the Tennessee-Kentucky game was bragging about how Kentucky football was going to win, and this is a real defense you get ready to play, and Tennessee ain't going to be doing that to us like they did to everyone else. What was some of the things they were saying after the game, excuses-wise?
Well, I didn't really get a chance to talk to a lot of them because their phones didn't work for some reason.
Oh, man.
I guess my text wasn't going through my phone calls. It was odd. Like I could have sworn on my end it said delivered, but maybe our phone was messing up. I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to talk to them. So hopefully their phones are working. And I'll see them when I go back home.
they blocked your number.
So we can talk about it in person. That'd be even better.
That's great.
Chris Lofton is with us here. We just had a gentleman walk by. He had his Tennessee hat on, said the OG Tennessee 3 right here.
Okay. I didn't hear what he said.
It was a compliment, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear him. I want to apologize for bringing the bad weather here. Y'all told me last time I was here it was sunny and I come it's raining.
No, you're the makeup for it is what it is here at Nothing Too Fancy today.
I hope. I'm okay with it raining today, so that way maybe it clears up tomorrow.
Definitely.
I hope so, but it doesn't look like it's going to clear up by tomorrow either.
Yeah, I don't know. Sideline reporter Jason Swain. We'll see. Somebody sent a photo to us, Chris, of the old umbrella hat. I don't know that Nothing Too Fancy has those, but the umbrella hat. So you just have an umbrella over your head, and we'll see if we can get one of those for Swain tomorrow.
I'm not wearing that.
Definitely.
I would rather be soaking wet than to wear an umbrella hat. Yeah. That's not happening. Like maybe I'll just get a rain jacket from Frage and Max over there in the equipment room.
Be taken care of.
Last time they gave me one, they didn't get it back. So I'll give back this time, guys. I promise.
Yeah, you're good for it. Yeah, you owe them one. Hey,
and I was young. I was young and dumb then. I'm responsible now.
Go back to younger days for both of you guys. Speaking of clearing things up, who's better? Football player Chris Lofton or basketball player Jason Swain? Who's the better prospect in those two categories? Because Chris, you were a really good football player. Swain was a good basketball player. So who's better on the bizarro sides?
One of my old teammates told me Jason can hoop. He was a great basketball player back in the day. Jordan Howe told me that.
Yeah,
they both Bama boys. So Jay told me about his hoop game.
Jordan and I had some battles. He went to Bob Jones. I went to Huntsville, and I love me some Jordan Howe. I know you guys are really, really tight. And, I can hoop a little bit back in the day. But every time we get together, Chris, we always talk about, like I ask you basketball questions. You always ask me football questions about wide receiver. And it's cool because, like, I think about, Anthony Edwards. Came from Georgia, number 1 overall pick a couple years ago. And he was asked about his first love. His first love is football. Like, he loved football. And so it's funny how basketball players like football and football players like basketball, and entertainers think they're athletes and athletes think they're entertainers. So it's always cool to have that conversation.
Definitely. It's always love asking, like Swain and other receivers, because I played, up to high school football, so I didn't play college. Right. It's always to ask questions, just how, different lineups and, different, in the what's it called? motions.
Yeah. Formation,
different formations,
shifts.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because it's it's different in high school and in college and pro. So I always love picking people's brains about it. Learning more about that.
Yeah, well, I think you both made good long-term decisions with the sports you chose. So we go back to the basketball side. Chris, Tennessee's basketball team, they're going to be playing in Nashville against Colorado this weekend. They started out the season, had a big exhibition win against Gonzaga, which got a lot of attention, right? But the opener earlier this week, I think Tyreek Key got some attention. This is a guy that can score and he can shoot from the outside. So initial impressions there of a newcomer who did well at Indiana State, now stepping into the SEC, that adds some long-range dimension to Tennessee's offense.
I think that's perfect. We definitely need him to be able to stretch the defense, stretch the floor on offensively and be able to score. Because I think sometimes we had trouble like scoring in some spurts. So I think Tyreek brings that where he can score at different levels. And we're excited to have him here, and I look forward to a big season from him. He
should most likely open up what others are able to do, like Josiah's ability to slash and score at different levels too. You have Santi, who's a deep threat. You have Tyreek as a deep threat that have to be respected by defenses. I imagine that can open up some things for what they want to do, too.
Absolutely. Anytime you have floor spacers, I call them on the floor, Santi, Tyreek, and, it gives other people a chance to drive, play one-on-one in the post. So, that shooting is a big part of the game these days. And once you have that, that's a great place to start, and then it opens up everybody else.
Man, 2 years ago, Chris, this team was a jump shooting team inside the three. And look at the analytics, and that was the year where Auburn just was busting everybody up and shooting threes, and we had a good team too. But it's cool to see how Rick Barnes, in really in 1 year, changed the offensive philosophy to shoot more threes, and we started hitting those after the Texas game last year. But now, that's who we are. Like the Texas Tech game, I think we shot 40 threes. It seemed like we shot a lot of threes. So just in a short amount of time, we have kind of focused on either shooting that deep ball or getting straight to the cup. But we got some shooters on this team, man.
Definitely. And, that three ball is so important in today's game. It's changed. I remember growing up as a kid, it was mid-range, and it's just crazy how the game evolves. They keep evolving. And, right now you got to be able to shoot the three. That's probably the most important key, besides defense. And, that's what Coach Barnes is doing. I see him all the time practicing, getting up threes in their workouts and in practice. So, I feel like it's going to pay off in the games.
I need to ask you this because the season is starting. We got a lot of fans who are football fans who are fans of Tennessee but don't really understand basketball sometimes, and that's okay. There's going to be times when individuals are in shooting slumps or maybe teams are in shooting slumps. How many shots does it take during the course of a week to make in your workouts or whatever to get the green light? How do you earn the green light? And my second part is when you are struggling in the game and they're not falling, what has happened for you to continue to have that green light from a coach to tell you, hey, we know you can shoot, keep shooting, even though maybe your confidence can be shot a little bit because you're not making shots?
I think for me, if I'm a coach and I see a player put in that work extra, in the mornings, the nights, doing, just putting in that extra work, I'm going to give him a little bit more freedom, to be able to shoot those shots in games. And the second part, life's just ups and downs. You're going to miss. You have to have that next shot mentality. The next one's going in. You have to have a short memory in basketball because you're going to miss. You're going to have slumps. It's how you react, and don't let it affect everything else about your game. What else can you do to help your team win? You're going to be a great teammate. You're going to act selfish because you're not scoring. I think that all plays a part of it.
Did you ever not have the green light? Do you remember a time where it's like, Chris, you need to do something? Was it green light the whole way?
Yeah, I feel like it was always green for me.
Set screen. Go set somebody else's screen.
Yeah,
go rebound.
Did Buzz or Bruce ever say that was a bad shot, or hey, let Chris shoot where he thinks he should shoot from?
Maybe I wouldn't say a bad shot. They'd be like, maybe we could have waited.
Yeah.
Maybe I got a little trigger happy. I was raised on that motto, Young Jeezy, shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, because there's the no yes shot, but I don't know that Chris Lofton ever had the no.
Yeah,
yes
I don't
shot.
think so.
Chisholm had a couple of those.
But think about it now. Think about where Chris finished his career as far as all-time three-pointers made.
Yep.
If you're a coach, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, you're probably sitting back thinking like, man, I really told Chris Lofton not to shoot. Like, think about how crazy that is.
Yeah.
No, man, you can shoot whenever you want to. Whenever you want to, you shoot because you think it's going in. Hey, man, I need to talk to you about something. What happened in that Volunteers game, man? what happened in that Volunteers
we
game?
were old is what it is. We were old.
My hopes was so high, Chris. Man.
I could have told you. After that first practice, I was like, this is not it.
First quarter, we was
if it was 2009, we would have been straight, though. Well, what happened, our young guys didn't get to play. Our young guys, they had some NBA workouts and summer league, like 4 or 5 of our young guys,
Yeah, Lamonte couldn't play.
Alexander. So it was like, last minute, which I understood. Like, you chase your dream. Don't be worrying about this. But I will tell you this. Even though we look bad, I had fun with my boys back here practicing the whole week. We was kicking it.
That's what's
it
about.
brought back old memories.
Yeah. The expectations were high for the Volunteers.
I mean, I'm used to seeing Chris make all the shots.
Yeah.
And it wasn't happening.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I was talking bad about you, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Chris? What's wrong with Chris, man?
Yeah, the legs wasn't there. Traveling, we drove from Knoxville to Columbus. Then I stopped in Lexington and drove. I was like, by the time the game came out, I didn't have no legs. It was just the whole week of practice.
Man.
It was a lot for a week.
Chris, tell Swain you want to see him and Meacham and Ainge and those guys get back out there and run some 7-on-7.
Ooh, never mind. The Volunteers,
that'd be fun to see.
7-on-7 league.
Oh, that's where you pass it off. Pass it off and see how they do. Josh and Swain on 99.1, the Sports Animal. Thanks for being with us on this Football Friday. We'll be here until 3 o'clock and Nothing Too Fancy. Another segment with VFL legend Chris Lofton right here on the sidewalk, Union Avenue near Market Square. Nothing Too Fancy. Yet legend who's going to become even more legendary when that number 5 goes up in the rafters.
Man, you going to cry?
I'm gonna try not to. That'll be a special moment, though. That'll be a special moment for sure.
You know how many basketball players have come through here, and your number will be the 5th?
Yeah, 5th. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of basketball history. You think about football school, there's a lot of basketball history at Tennessee.
And, like, you also responsible for that spark with Tennessee basketball, too. Kind of jump-started everything. And, Rick was able to piggyback off that, and he's doing a great job with the program. But, like, you was the first one doing it under Buzz Peterson. I mean, that's amazing when I think about that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a special day. Come January 14th, it's going to be a special day. I'm going to say, I'm not going to cry, but I can't promise. Just hope nobody gets a picture of me crying or anything.
I'm going, man. I'm trying to – I'll pay whatever I need to pay to be there. I plan on being there, man.
I got a media pass. I'll sell to you. No problem.
No, I need to be a little bit lower. I need to be closer to the floor, man. This is my guys.
Lower seats.
Yeah, this is my guys' big day. I want to be there, real close.
Chris, did Tennessee tell you we're going to do it January 14th, Kentucky? Did they bring up Kentucky as a possibility? How was because there's the obvious connection, right, with Kentucky as the opponent. How did Kentucky come to be the opponent for that?
I think just because I was from Kentucky.
Yeah, they said let's do it then.
Let's do it then.
Okay.
January 14th.
Yeah. What did you think about that?
It's special, definitely. I'm excited about it. Just trying to get all my friends and family in there. That's the hard part. Trying to get tickets because a lot of people want to come. So I'm working on that right now, and trying to make that happen.
So, Swain, you're looking for that ticket. Ask somebody else. Chris, his list is probably too long.
Well, he said friends and family, but he didn't mention me, though. He didn't mention
he's part of friends and family.
Now, I'm going to try to get a ticket another way so that way maybe he can give us to someone else. That's what I'm going to try to do. But
always
if I need it, I'm going to give you that wink.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. But we plan to be there, man. Plan to be there.
Appreciate it.
Golly, man. That's so special.
Well, the truth is, though, you really did change the direction of the program because the program had success with Jerry Green. There were the NCAA tournament appearances and previous success when you go back in history, but not sustained over periods of time. There have been coaching changes, right, and some ups and downs in there. But I truly believe the program is viewed differently than it was before you arrived. Do you see it that way?
Definitely, for sure. Like Swain said, like I remember getting here and we were bad. My freshman year, we were bad. We were 14-17, and it was just bad vibes. It just wasn't just losing, and Bruce got the job, and he really turned it around. He brought that winning attitude and that his persona with him, and it changed us. And we had guys like me, Dane, Juwan, Jordan, guys that weren't really highly ranked, but we felt like we were better than anybody. We had that passion and heart. We wanted to outwork everybody, and so those 4 guys are forever be special for me because like we were here together. We used to call it the struggle. We was at the struggle together, and the 2008 to be ranked number 1 and have to be 31-5 was special. A big turnaround from 14-17.
Sure. Yeah.
That target on your back, being the number 1 team, this football team, experienced that for a couple of days. The baseball team experienced that for a couple of weeks in the regular season, and then we've experienced it with basketball too. When you were there, explain what that number 1 being in front of your name. What does that do to the locker room? What does that do to your mindset? How does that affect you?
I mean, for us, like I said, we came from we were 14-17.
Yeah.
So that number 1 on our back was like man. Can you believe this? Like, it was one of those, like, we're number 1 now. Like, you never would have thought about this. But, when you get to number 1, that means you got a big target on your back. So you're getting everybody's A game. Everybody's going to play great against you regardless. Like, guy that can't make threes is going to hit 2 or 3 threes against you. That's the worst part about me. Like, guys that shoot 20%, they hit 4 threes. And, it's just everybody turns it up. They turn up against you. And you just got to be prepared and be ready for it and just continue to, work hard and be motivated and don't think you're number 1. Play like you're unranked. You got to practice and play like you're unranked.
Did people try to trash talk you?
Not really. Maybe a little bit. I had a bad incident when I was talking trash swing when I was younger, and I was just I was talking trash and I couldn't make a shot. So I was man, I'm not talking. That's not for me. Like during the games, I'll talk. Like during pickup, I talk. As friends and stuff, but not really at games. I never really was a trash talker.
Did you think that the trash talk jinxed your shot? Like some
that's
shooters
what I thought. When I trash talk, I don't think I made a shot the rest of the game. I was like, this is not for me. I'll let my teammates have the trash talk. Y'all go ahead. I'll just smile and laugh.
Because I asked you because, like, I remember playing against Air Force, and you have teams that play against armed force service academies. We're here celebrating Veterans Day today, and like I would trash talk a little bit, but like I couldn't do it versus Air Force. Like I couldn't bring myself to do it. It was disrespectful. And so like I think about like what you went through in your career, where you was diagnosed with cancer, and you beat cancer, and you come back and you're playing. Like, how can you trash talk someone that beat cancer? Like, I would feel bad trying to trash talk you based on what you overcame and type player that you are, type person that you are, how humble you are. So that's why I was wondering, like, did people try to really trash talk you, especially after, that incident?
Yeah, not really. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anybody really. But you know how trash talk is. Trash talk is trash talk. I always feel like it's on the court, but that's part of the game. Like, afterwards you all friends, like it's cool.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's just part of the game.
Yeah.
And so, if they did, I was just so zoned out. I probably don't even remember, honestly.
Yeah. If you trash talk Chris Lofton, you are a bad person. Period. All right? Chris Lofton, he's the best dude ever. And he beat cancer. All right? You can't trash talking Chris Lofton.
I'll make sure. Swain, what did you used to say to him on the field? To talk to the DBs?
Oh, yeah.
You too little?
Oh, yeah. Well, Florida
probably
game.
got edited, huh?
Florida game was rough. Charlie Strong was the defense coordinator, and I was lining up on their sideline. I think I had caught 2 or 3 balls or whatever. And I wasn't even talking to the DB. I was talking to Charlie Strong. And I was like, Charlie, why you got this DB on me? You know he can't guard me, Charlie. Charlie, come help him, Charlie. And, like, he looked at me and just smiled. He looked at me and smiled. So, man, it was all in fun, man. It was all in fun.
Well, at least you were doing the trash talk to Florida. Like, if you're doing that to Vandy's defense coordinator, that's There's only so much they can do.
Yeah. So that was fun, except for the final score. The final score, I was like, all right, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm going to the locker room. I'm done talking.
Well, Chris, January 14th, that's the date for everybody to keep in mind. I'm sure we'll see you, talk to you before then.
For sure.
But it's great to have you here. The last thing, I guess, before we say goodbye, fans I know will be fired up to be there because they have so many great memories. What has that meant, not only while you were playing at Tennessee, but I can't believe it's been 14, 15 years we're talking about since you're playing days at Tennessee.
You old, Josh. You old.
We're all the same age here, so we're talking the same talk. But for Tennessee fans to share those memories with you, what's that meant over this amount of time?
Oh, very special. Tennessee's always gonna have a special place in my heart. They gave me a chance to come play here when nobody else did. So it's when I come here, so it's special. This is my second home. Maysville, where I grew up, it's always remember. Right here is right after that. Knoxville means so much to me. University of Tennessee, I bleed orange, VFL. Like, I do anything for Tennessee.
Yeah, because you always have that confidence in yourself, but you also always need somebody to give you that shot, and that was Tennessee.
Definitely. that opportunity, I'll forever, be indebted here. No doubt.
That's cool right there, man. Coming in today, had the streets blocked off, and police all around. I knew Chris Lofton was in town. I knew Chris was in town. I knew it.
The red carpet leading up to that you fancy got wet out here.
I knew Chris Lofton was in town. The streets blocked off.
VFL legend number 5 going into the rafters on January 14th. Chris, it's always great to see you. Thanks so much for sitting down with us here today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.